Silver prices are back up to $38.89, folks, approaching $39. We are going to break down exactly why prices have gone so much higher again, and are they going to stay there? That's the million-dollar question. Closing out the end of the year could be massive. So what's going on? That is exactly what we are going to talk about in this video, breaking down the technical analysis along with what's happening behind the scenes and in front of the scenes on silver's price, so you could stay up in the loop of the day-to-day price action. It's very important, especially if you're someone who's buying or even selling. You gotta know what's happening on a day-to-day basis. You cannot be blindly investing, and that is why subscribing to my channel, or at least a channel like mine, is so important. First and foremost, my name is Silver Slayer. I post daily silver videos. If you want to purchase some precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, whatever, at great prices, shoot an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. And also, if you guys wanted a chance to win some silver, check out the link in the description to the Secret Silver Society monthly giveaways over there. Now, this first article is from UBS, says stay long on silver, buy below this level. And also this one, which is more of the important one, it's talking about silver's mature rally pattern. It's breaking down the current Elliott wave analysis, so we can look at the support and resistance levels to to keep an eye on. That gives a pretty good idea, especially where you see silver is really doing something special. Now, if you look at the day-to-day prices, it might not seem like it, but even going back to this chart right here, this chart, where is it at? Let's go to silver. So in the last 5 years, silver's up 42.3%. The last year, it's up 27.69%. The last 6 months, it's up 18%. And today, it's up 2%. Do you see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? Do you think it's just going to suddenly start going in the red when we're breaking past 14-year highs? No, folks, that's not how it works. We are approaching towards $40, that psychological $40 level, and then the big one, the psychological $50 barrier. And once we break past that, I think the sky is the limit. I genuinely do. Now, yes, there's going to be a lot of choppiness, a lot of volatility. Silver is extremely volatile compared to gold because it's a much smaller market than gold. That's why I call it gold on steroids. It hits higher highs, but also lower lows. It's a more exaggerated version of gold. It's a more dramatic version of gold. If gold's going to rise 5%, silver will rise 10%, but vice versa. If gold's going to drop 5%, silver will drop 10-15%. That's why some say it's riskier. But calling a safe haven metal or a safe haven asset risky is extremely contradictory, in my opinion. So anyways, let's look at the executive summary. Bullish bias. Silver appears to be rallying in wave 5. Key levels, bullish invalidation level is 36.21. Upside target, we anticipate wave 5 to reach 41.64. Possibly higher levels. That is massive, right? The highest we got was like 39.80 or something. We never broke past $40. The psychological $40 barrier is massive. Just like if you go to Walmart, they're going to price something $19.99 and not $20, even though that 1 penny is nothing. Just seeing the number 2 instead of the number 20 instead of the number 19 makes it seem a lot higher. That's why it's called as the psychological level, because just seeing silver at $40 would be a massive difference compared to $39.99. People will jump on board, new money coming in, and especially the money coming from gold. If even like 1-2% of the gold market switched into silver, that would be massive, especially since gold is such a bigger market than silver. It could definitely affect the market at a much greater cause than, let's say, silver stackers going into gold, or even a little bit of crypto. Now, silver appears to be rallying in wave 3 of 5, according to Elliott wave theory. This rally is forecasted to reach $41.64 with even higher levels available. Back on July 21st, which is my birthday, we forecasted that the rally at that time was B of 4, wave B of 4, with likely top or below 39.70. The final touches of wave 4 decline may reach 36 to 38. Now, they're looking, of hindsight. They're looking backwards, but they're just proving what these numbers that they were predicting have, they're just showing the outcomes. And also is important to see looking ahead, like they mentioned right here. Looking ahead, the near-term target for wave 3 of 5 is near $40.64. This is where wave 3 is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension of wave I. Ultimately, or wave 1. Ultimately, I think silver reaches 41.64, where wave 5 would be equal in length to wave 1, a common wave relationship. Bottom line, silver remains in a mature bullish impulse pattern. The current wave 5 would be an ending wave of the bullish sequence that began in April. Upside targets include 41.64 and possibly higher levels. Any print below support at 36.21 would suggest a larger top is in place. So, folks, we are here to stay. The days of, $32 silver are long gone. Long gone. If we break up to 41.65, like they are saying the next target would be, that would be massive. If we break past 40, expect 50. And if we break past 50, expect 100. That's basically how it goes. We are only a few cents away from $40 when it was up to $39.80 or whatever. If we break above 40, 50's coming. Like I said, we are very close to a massive, massive breakout. This is from investing.com. UBS urged investors to maintain long positions in silver and pointed out to favorable entry levels after the metal's recent consolidation. Now, of course, looking at the last article, that was all technicals, right? That was Elliott wave analysis. That's all technical stuff. That's data, right? That is data points. Now we can incorporate what's happening in the economy. If you can, integrate the charts with what's happening in the economy, the fundamentals, even, the support or supply and demand fundamentals of that, you get a pretty good idea. Now, silver prices have recently consolidated around $38 per ounce, but UBS expects the metal to advance towards $42 to $44 in the coming quarters, provided by the Federal Reserve resumes its rate cutting cycle. See, there we go. We have the charts saying that, which we just covered in the last article, but now we also have Federal Reserve resuming its rate cutting cycles, which would further extend. So now we're putting pieces of the puzzle together. The bank introduced its third quarter 2026 target with this note, rolling over forecasts and making incremental upward adjustments further out. Its projections for the fourth quarter of 25 and the first quarter of 26 remain at 42, while forecasts for the second and third quarters of 26 have been raised to 44. Quote, "We favor a long position in silver and would add to positions on pullbacks below 36. Of course, if silver goes down to 36, you better be buying like hotcakes. The team notes that drivers behind the bullish case are unchanged. Expectations of the Fed gradually shifting rates to neutral, a softer US dollar in the mid to high single-digit range, and eventually stronger economic growth supporting industrial demand should underpin the market. However, the strategists caution that the near-term growth concerns may limit upside, given that more than half of silver demand comes from industrial applications. But this year, the United States has been in a net positive for investment demand as well, the first in several years. Historically, the gold to silver ratio at 89.7 to 1 could narrow to 75 or 80 if growth accelerates, UBS says. And that's what I'm talking about. The gold to silver ratio is still sitting at 75 or 89 to 1 or even 75 to 1 is extremely high. It should be around 8 to 1, 7 to 1. That's the ratio it comes out of the Earth's crust. Why is the gold to silver ratio, which has been pushed at 16 to 1 forever, right, until 1933 when FDR got in office, changed it from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1 overnight. But even before that, it was always 16 to 1. Before that, it was 8 to 1 because that's the rate it came out of the Earth's crust. Even before that, it was 2.5 to 1, the earliest ratio I could find personally, because the ratio back then in ancient times was 2.5 part silver equals 1 part gold. So the ratio is 2.5 to 1, but that's obviously because silver back then was magical to them, because silver is the most highly conductive metal. It can purify water. It has antimicrobial properties. They saw silver as as valuable, if not more valuable than gold. So with its gold forecast at 3,700, this would imply silver prices in the $45 to $50 range, though the bank considers it's premature to reflect such levels in official forecasts, right? Nobody's trying to say $50, right? They're sticking their neck out, especially because they know how these markets work. And you'd rather be safe than sorry. You don't want to be seen as like a silver pumper, even though everyone knows what's more likely going to happen. In today's time, if silver ever was going to take off, it would be now. The strategists also see potential support for the $35, $36 range. If silver goes down to $35 or $36, you better be buying like hotcakes. So maintaining the flexibility to be long at lower levels over a longer horizon is essential. Now, it's the thing about silver right now is since we broke past $38, $39, we broke past that 14-year resistance. So it did two things. It made it easier for it to go higher and harder for it to go lower. Whereas before, it was harder for it to go higher and easier for it to go lower because we kept banging our head at those resistance levels. But as soon as we broke above the resistance level, that let in all new price discovery, and now prices are stabilizing at these higher prices. They're stabilizing. So then when it does drop, it's only going to stay at 37 or 36. Then it's going to go back up to 38, 39. Instead of before, it would hit 35, 36, drop down back to 32. But now with higher highs and lower lows. Or higher lows, But anyways, that's the recap for what's happening right now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I always try to give you guys some updates. I have the big news stuff like what just happened with Saudi Arabia buying silver on the COMEX, 932,000 contracts. That type of stuff is big news, but I also wanted to throw in some price discovery, price fundamentals, what's currently going on with these technicals, and also what to look forwards to moving forwards, which is definitely Fed rate cuts. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and post daily videos. This is Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. From now on, every single month on the 31st, you have a chance to win silver, a continuous silver giveaway. Well, if you become a member of the Secret Silver Society on my Patreon, you have that opportunity. So every single month, you have something exciting to look forwards to, which would be winning silver. On top of that, you'll have access to a live chat room with other silver stackers where you can post pictures and chat, just hang out with everyone, and have early access to my videos along with supporting me. If this is something you'd like to do, then come join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. Upon joining, you'll be given a monthly raffle ticket and instant access to that chat room. Go introduce yourself. Everyone is super nice, and it's more personal and intimate than a YouTube comment section. Folks, I'm so excited to announce that I've partnered with American medical experts whose purpose is helping veterans get the medical benefits that they truly deserve. Over 17 million veterans aren't receiving their full benefits, and if this is you or someone you know, then act now. American medical experts are offering free consultations through our med team to see how we can help. The med team offers board-certified doctors who have experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical evidence for services like mental health as well. Some of these include your Nexus letter, your DBQs, your TDIUs, your AAs, and more. I want to personally thank American medical experts for helping veterans, but also giving me an opportunity to help veterans as well. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get a free consultation through our med team. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.